Hi, good morning, everyone. We are going to be looking at components today. Yeah, so components are reusable building blocks for Canvas apps, and they are used to create custom controls that can be reusable in all our screens. So, for example, we are going to be creating like the navigation pane for our site or for our screen. So let me show you an example of what we'll be doing today. Okay, so we'll be doing something like this and this. So the top header and the side navigation. Yep. So moving on. First off, we are going to check if our component button is turned on before we continue. So in order to do that, you go to your file. Yeah, let's save this. Sorry. Okay. So you'd see that the component icon is here. So you have your screen. In your tree view, you see your screens and you see your component. So when you click on your component, you see new component. So you click on this and you see that a new page just popped up with smaller screen. Canvas app actually smaller screen. So it's not as large as your normal screen. This is your normal screen and this is your component screen. So the first thing we're going to do is try to get the measurements, like the size, the length, the width of your screen. So when you come to your screens, you click on it. Okay, it's not showing you. So what you do, you just insert. We're trying to get the exact measurement of our screen size, width, and length. So once you just insert a label, you'd see that it comes up. So for your screen width, it's 1366. The height is 70 because it's small. You can actually increase the height and it increases. Yeah. But since we are going to create in the header first, we'll go back to our component. In the size pane under properties, you just, so for width, 66 by, this is too long, so let's use, yeah. So you see this. So this is how we measure the size. So we've seen that this is our header and it's looking too large, so we can just use. So yeah, this is it. So see this. Let's just close this. Yeah. So after that, after your size, the next thing to do is insert items. So here I inserted the back button. I inserted, this is, let's assume this is our logo, or this is your company's logo. Then we have text, then we have this, then we have this image placeholder. So the first thing we'll do is to insert a label for our name. So we'll do this. Yeah. Let's insert 2 labels though. Yeah. So your first label is going to be, okay, on your first label, when you click on it, you go to the text option on your function bar or formula bar. So yeah, we're going to just insert welcome. Then we can change the size. Make it 18. Make it semi-bold. Yeah. So then in the second, you can just drag it close. Then your second, you're going to be using a formula for your name, so that you pick the name of the person who signed in or the person who opens the app. So we're going to be using a user dot full name. Yeah. So you see that. So we change this to 18 to make it semi-bold. Yeah. So you see, we have welcome Amara, but we need to, I think we need to put a comma here. Now welcome. So you can just do that. Okay. So it's too close. Yeah. So we can't preview on your component, so you can only preview on your screen. So I'll just do everything, then we'll go to our screen. So the next thing should be the placeholder. So to insert the placeholder, you go to your insert, or at the top of your ribbon, go to media, then select image. Yeah. So you see this. So you just try to resize so it's just small. And you know, last time I told you that we can make our image fill so that it occupies the whole space and not just stay in the middle. So you do that so you see it everywhere. So what you do now is you go to your image on your formula bar. Once you just once you click on your image icon, you see that on the formula bar image is here and you see sample image. Now we want it to be image. Yeah. So this is it. So if I add an image here, like in my environment, it would show here. But now because there's no image here, there's no need. But I'm sure if you're creating for your organization and you do this user.image and you have an image close to in your profile, it would appear here. So the next thing we can do is, so here doesn't really look blank, we can just insert a third label and it will be for date. So click on the label, then in your formula bar you see text to be equals to, now we're going to just, you can just change it to, if you want it to just be, yeah, this is going to show your date and time. So it's not compulsory to do this, but if you want to do it, you can just do it. I'm just showing you that you can also insert your date and time here. So let's increase the font. Let's just make it 16. Yeah. Okay. So we are almost done. Then, so this is, so the next thing now is to insert our logo and our back button. Yeah. So we'll insert our logo first. So you go to your insert, media is image. Yeah, so you see that image is none, so you can, this is where you just add an image. So you go to the properties pane, under image you see that it's none, so click on it and click add an image. So you see all this. Oh, sorry, I don't think I have an image in this kind of. Let's use this. Okay. Okay, so I would have used the final image, but we can just manage this for the meantime. So this is it. So your image is here, it's fitting to your screen. So let's assume this is our logo. Yeah, we're assuming this is our logo, but this is not our logo. So we would insert a back button. So this is, we'll go back to our insert at the top, go to icons, and you scroll down to look for your back button. Yeah, so this is it. Okay, so this is too blue. We can just change the color, come home, and do something like that, something like, okay. Yeah, so this makes sense now. Yeah, so this is our header. We've basically done our header. So you know, sometimes in your company you may need something different and all that. But now we are done with this. So the next thing is our text, our header text. So what we're going to do is we're going to be creating custom properties. So there are like two types of custom properties. We have the input and the output. So inputs are for the things that are inserted here. Then output are for the things that you need, like the user needs to insert by themselves. So we are going to be creating, for our header, we'll be creating an input. Yeah, so in order to do that, you come to your components pane here by the side. In properties, you see new custom property, the plus icon, and new custom property. So first thing you do is you create a new custom property. So this is going to be header. So for the name, it's automatically of them populates name from what you put in your display name. So you can just say this is menu. So input, yeah, see there's input and there's output, but we're using input. There's a property type. Then for your data type, it's going to be text. So we have various types, yeah. So you have text, number, and everything. So we're using text now. So then click create. So what we do now is we're going to insert another label. Yeah, so this is it. It's going to be in the middle. You can change the font size to, it says 20 this time. It's bold. Yeah. So when you do this, you come to, once you've inserted your label that has text in it, you can just come here and go to text. So something we've not done is we have to rename our component. So this is component 1. We are going to rename it to header. Here. So you come here, click on your name. You would see the header text. Yeah. So do you know why it's header text? So it's going to enable us change the title here from our screen. So we are moving to our screen now. But before we move to our screen, let's change the background of this of our header. So come down to this side here, click select fill, and this is something that has to do with green because of our okay. So we are doing this. Sorry, change this to white specific. Let's just leave it as black because we are using a lighter shade. Okay, so done with that, we'll move to our screen. Yeah, and move to our screen, and we need to see our header. So what we are going to do now is you go to insert here. This is our screen. So we just left the component screen. We just left here. We are in our screen. So you go to insert, then move to custom. You see the custom icon there. Click on it. Then you see you have header, you have new component, import component, and export component. So yeah, this is what it is. This is it. This is how it looks now. This is how it looks now. So what we are going to do is we are going to change our text here. In order to do that, you would come to this, you click on your header, come here, and you see header text here. So what do we want to use? You can just yeah. So it looks small, it's not pronounced enough, so we can't make any changes here. If you want to make any changes, you have to go back to your components to make changes. So the only thing we could do was just change the header text, yeah, to this. So now looking at it, it's not looking okay, it's just very small and tiny, so we have to go back to our component, then go to our text here. Yeah, see, it's not so, yeah. So you come on, it's 20 looks small, let's use 28. Then we would centralize it because it wasn't in the center before. Yeah. So once you go back to your screen, you see that your changes have been reflected. So if you have various screens and there's a mistake in any of the screens, you can just go to your component, make the changes, and it will reflect in all your screens. So you know, instead of doing the whole copy and paste header from one screen to the next screen and all that, or if you make changes in the first screen, you have to do it for several other screens. You can just make one change and the other changes would be reflected. Yeah. So
Yes, I get you.
oh, hi. Yeah, so that's all for our header. So we are going to be creating this part before the end of the class here. So we're going to be creating our side menu. So our side menu is more complicated than the header. The header is just a straightforward thing. It's just really simple. Insert what you want to insert and everything will be done. So do we have any questions for our header before we move on to
No question from my hand.
Okay. So the next thing we do now is, okay, so what I want to do in our screens is I want to create like more screens and name them because we are going to need this thing. So this should be So what we'll do is, sorry for painting a zipper here now. Okay, so what we do now, we're going to just insert the nav header we did. So custom header, right? So here custom header. All right. So now we are going to be the one to change our text. So you see that once we insert a new header, it increases in number. So the first one was 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So for our text, you see that our header text is still showing text. So we can just change this to maybe, then come here and change the text to header text to login. So that's just how you make your changes. So you're not making so much changes. The only thing you're making changes to is the name of your screen, because the name of your screen doesn't appear once you insert, except to just copy and paste it directly from here to the next screen. Yes. So moving on, we go back to our component. Yeah. So we're done with our header. We're creating a new one. So you click new component. So we'll rename it to component now. So you know, the first one we increase our width, but now we're going to be increasing our height. Yeah. So our width now will become, let's say, 200, while our height will become 1366. Yeah. So these are okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to be creating components this time. So now in this particular component, we'll be creating both the input and the output, property. So the first one would be our menu items. Yeah. So here will just be a list of so it's input. Yeah, but our data type is not going to be text this time, it's going to be table. Yeah. So create. So the second one, you see that once you create, it just pops up here. You see it under. So the second one will be for our output, and it's going to be so the thing is, these names are not they are just random names. They are things that you can change. You can use anything as long as you know what the thing is going to be doing for you. Yeah. So it's not compulsory to use exactly the same thing I'm using. So let's say I'm selected. So it's here. So it just be. You can use any name as long as you understand what it's going to be used for. So our property type now is going to be output. So yeah, output, and it's going to be a text. So it's just this output selected is going to be the item you selected. So it's going to be showing you text. Why the input was, when you click create, why the input was just for the items that would be on your side navigation here for this item. So moving on, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to be inserting a gallery. So I think I was the one who taught the gallery at the beginning. If it was not me, then it was Victoria. So you come back to your insert, then okay, there's no gallery here. To find it, you go to your drop down arrow at the end, select gallery. So we'll use this. Yeah. So you see. So you just resize it. Yeah. You can resize. So you see this. So we'll change our layout. So we don't have this picture thing yet. So you change our layout. Changing your layout, just click on your gallery, then go to your properties pane under layout. Select title. We're even going to use title. Yeah. So you see, we have Florem and arrows. So the next thing we do is we are going to rename our gallery. So it's going to be. So I feel you should just rename it the way you understand it. It's not. You mustn't just use my renaming convention. Just do what suits you and what you understand. So we've done the renaming, then you see your items, you see, so you can just resize. So let's increase this to, okay, this is 20 already. It's already big enough or it's bold enough. You can reduce this so it's not so all up in our face. So the thing is, what to do for one just reflects on the others. So this is it. This is it. So the next thing to do is sorry. Okay. So the next thing is to go to our menu items. So you come here, yeah, you click on your component and come to select menu item. So we have a table with all this here already. We don't need this, but we need a table. So we need to insert our own. So use table. Determine an open curly bracket. So we'll be typing ID equals to 0. New. So your new label just it's the item on your menu. So let's just item for now. Save screen. So this is just telling you that any screen you click on is going to be your active screen. Sorry, close the smaller bracket, curly bracket first, and then yeah. So we're done with that. So the next thing we'll do is we'll go to our gallery menu. There's a gallery menu, and under items. So items are all these things here, all these things in the gallery menu. Under items, we can now just do come. Yeah, this come now dot the menu item. Sorry, I'm not sure. This is calling what we it's calling our variable. So what we did first was kind of like initialize a variable. So in your home nav, yeah, under menu items, you just initialize your table. So your table should have the your label should be sample items, and the screen should be the active screen, so the screen you are working with. Then on your guide menu, you would now just go and say, okay, so I've created menu items. So our comnav.menu items to now show you what you put in your variable. And we put sample items in our variable, but we're saying sample. It's actually longer, so if you should expand this, you'll see the remaining part, but we don't want it to be that long, so we'll leave it like this for now. So the next thing we'll do now is we would go to our component again, yeah, then go to properties. So now we're going to our output selected. So this is our second our output property we created. So let me go back. So our next step is to come to your comnav, that's a component screen, yeah, then go under the formula bar, select output selected. So now we're seeing text, but we don't want it to show just text. We want it to our item, and we give it a color or something. So dot selected dot menu label, yeah. So what we want to do is we want to change the color of this thing. Okay, sorry, I want to do something. I always forget to insert colors for our items. So let's give this a color. Come under here, color, and there isn't green. That's too good. Sorry. Okay, so change our color. So what we want to do now is we want, sometimes when you select an item on your nav bar, yeah, see, when you select it, you see the color shows that yes, you're on this particular screen, and the other screens are grayed out. Not grayed out, the selected screen is grayed out. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to achieve now by inserting this formula gar menu.selected.menu label. Yeah. So the next thing we'll be doing is to go under our guide menu, go to template view. Yeah, so this is it, template view, and then we would say if the color fade, so we're going to fade the color, should be of the percentage of color we want it to be. So yeah, so 5 plus this 45 and close. Yeah. So you see this. Okay, I think we should change our color so that we would see it very well. But can you see, is this visible to us? Like, you see that we already have our color has changed for the menu. Let's use this. Okay, so yeah, this makes more sense. Yeah, so can we all see this?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So we've sorted this out. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to now insert this in our screen. So we are going to our screen now, and we'll go to insert custom comnav. So it's our menu now. So you see it's taking the, you can just reduce it. So yeah. So this is it. But I want to do something. I want to work with just 8. So So let's work with justice. So this is it. So we're on our screen and we've inserted our side menu. So what we are going to do is we are going to insert other items from your screen. So we want to insert all these other items. Now I'm only seeing one item that is sample, but we want to see the other items. So what we are going to do is we're going to use clear collect. We're going to create a collection. So it was Victoria that taught collection. I think that was 2 weeks ago. So we'll be using a clear collect function. So first off, we'll go to our apps. Like in your screen, under you see app here. Yeah. So click this, and then you see that on messages there. But we're not using on message. We want to use on start. Yeah. So our formula will insert the collection formula. So we'll use clear collect. Yeah. Clear collect. So these are collection menu items. Yeah. Daily bracket. So ID would be 0. And menu label. So menu label would be, so we have 3 screens. We have the home screen, the login screen, and the about screen. So we are going to use our menu label would be our screen, still insert screen. So the screen is going to be home screen. So it will be going to home screen here. So then you close your bracket. So can you see? It's supposed to reflect. So the home is supposed to reflect now though. No, it's not supposed to reflect. There's something else we have to do for it to reflect. So, but since we want to create more items, what we do is we're going to just click on format text. So format text like organizes your formula to just makes it more easy to read and all that. So once you click on format text, you see that this happens. But if you unclick or click this, if you remove formatting, it goes back to your straight line. But now we want to use this because we need to just copy and paste the other items. So you do this. Curly bracket to this curly bracket. Yeah. Then so the first was home screen, the second is going to be login. So let's use login. This will be login screen. So this formula is just, if you look at the formula, you see that it's very easy. Just telling you that what you want to appear on your label should be home, and what screen do you want it to navigate to? It should be navigating to the home screen. So that's how this works. So the next is about. Let's use about. And this will be. It's going to be an error because your about screen is not this. So we're going to do this. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So we've done this. Our next step is so we are done with this. We'll close it. So the next thing we do is we'll come to our home screen. Under we use our com nav in the login screen. So under your com nav, I didn't change the ID, sorry. So let's come back to our app again. Oh. So you change your ID, sorry. I didn't look at that. So we're using we're using our login screen. So come nav, yeah. So under your come nav now, since we've we see that we've done those, we've created a collection, but it's not showing on our screen yet. So what we do is we'll come to our come nav under menu items here. So this is the table we created in the component screen. Now we're going to change it to collection items. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Collection item. Okay, so something you should know is sometimes when you do these things, it doesn't show, but when you come to your home, okay, let's see this. Okay, so you come to your collections here, you see that your collection menu has been created. Yes, it's created, but it's not reflecting. So we're going to have to restart this entire, like we're going to restart this application. So we'll close it and let's start it again. So you have to restart your app for those changes to reflect. So as it reloads, do we have any questions?
No questions from me.
I have a question.
Right.
For the input and output, what exactly does it mean? Or what does it do?
Okay, so I said for input lets you insert items or text from your screen. Yeah. Then your output just like it brings the object from your components to your main screen. So when I created this, I said this label for our header text is an input text. So it's helped us just come to our screen under header text. You can just input anything you want to input in your different screens. But for our output now, output is this for if you use it here. So this is like our output. Okay, so it's showing now. It's for you to insert items as your gallery and your gallery and other things. Hope you understand that. Okay, so you see that when we restarted, our menu items reflected. Yeah. So now the next thing is our navigation is not working yet. It's still, this is not going anywhere. It's just showing the same screen, but these things are moving. So we are going back to our component. Yeah. So select your navigation. And then you go to your, okay, it's already on unselect. So you just click. No, other times without using this, you can just go to the next screen. Navigate to the next screen. Someone trying to say something. This time we're going to quickly navigate this menu name. Someone trying to say something. Please, can you mute your mic if you're not listening? Hello.
You can go ahead. I've muted the person.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So for navigation, normal on, okay, if you're doing it like a normal screen and you just do navigation, the next thing you do is you insert the name of your screen and you move on. But for our component, we have to use this item.screen so that it knows that once you click on it, it goes to the screen that is allocated to it.
Oh, I think it's I don't know, maybe it's autocomplete that is typing navigation for you instead of navigate.
Oh, okay. Sorry, okay. So yeah. So you can insert your screen transition if you want. If you don't, you can just close the bracket immediately after you this item the screen. Thank you very much, Victoria. Yeah. So this should lead somewhere now. Yeah. So after we've done this, we have to go to our screen to make sure it works. So you move to your screen. You move to your screen. Okay. So yeah. So let's play this. Yeah, it takes us home. And I realized we didn't do our navigation button for our header. So we're going to do the same thing, not the same thing exactly, sure. We're going to work on our header. But you see that it's working now. Come here. So let's just, so you see, yeah, this went to the about screen. Then this, okay, this is our login screen, not in our login screen, that's why it's here. So this is going to home screen. So you see that we've done both our side navigation and our top, our header. So let's insert our side header here. Yeah. So just drag this down. Okay. So this. So if we click this, you are coming here. You can just insert. Let's insert all our navigations everywhere so it would work. So we are even coming now here. Okay. So you see that it comes empty. So let's just copy the one here. Then go to our about screen and put it here. Okay. So now, any screen we, let's start on the top screen. Any screen we move from. So this is our home screen. So it's already colored. There's no other thing. Then you go to our login screen. You see? Okay, but if you look at this, you see that our text is showing text. So you have to change it. You have to change it. So our login screen is still showing text. So there's a way we can just make it easier for everybody. So you don't have to be changing your header text every time. So what we are going to do is under text here. Let's come here. I'm going to show you another text. So I said this is not working yet. Our navigation button is not working. Let's quickly change it. So we're done with this and here. So header. So for our text label now, we see that it's header.header test. So now we want to change our navigation button. Sorry. Okay. We are going to be creating a new input. So these are our inputs. You know, I said, so we're creating a new input, and this input will be destination screen. So our input is just to enable us to make changes directly from the screen. While output, we're going to make changes directly from our component screen. So we're creating our destination screen. Here. So our data type is going to be screen this time. It's not going to be text, it's screen, because we're going to be working with screens. So you see that we have a lot more. So you can also do it for your image, you can do it for your table, for your date and time, numbers and all that. But now we are working with screen, so create. So we've created that. So on the unselect, we'll come here. It's unselect of our navigation button. We'll just insert navigate. The header.destination screen. So this is all we do. This is all we're going to do. So when we come to our screen and okay. You see, just click on your header, then you come to your formula bar, you see your destination screen. So this thing is saying app.active screen. So it's just showing us your active screen. It's not doing anything per se. So now we're going to make it do something. So we want it to go to, this is our login screen. We can say we want it to go to our home screen. So if we go to our about screen, we can say we want our destination screen to go to the login screen. Then our home screen should go to destination screen. Should go to our about screen. Yeah. So if we should play this is our home screen, and we click this, see it's going to our about screen. When we click our about screen, you see it's going to our login screen. It's going to our welcome home. It's going to our home screen. So we got this. So we are done with our components and our navigation. So we taught this to just be easier for you to create components, and you don't have to repeat the same thing over and over again. Sometimes when you're creating the application, which you click on the first screen, you just do the whole insert label, do all these things on the first screen. And when you say, okay, let me copy and paste everything that you said to the next screen, there's usually some errors that you would get. Now you have to start looking for how to fix those errors. But if you use a component, any error you get, you can just go to your component screen, make changes, and it's going to reflect on all screens. So you don't have to start going to your screens one by one, and all that. So for this component, for the sidebar, is you see that this also just makes it easy to navigate to other screens without using your buttons. You can, if you are creating your applications, you can just insert your button and be like, navigate to this screen, navigate to that screen, and all that. This should just make it easier. You can go to any screen as you please, and you won't have issues. So we are done for today. Do we have any questions? So at the end of the day, please try to always save and publish your work so that even when you have network issues, you can go back to all your versions and all that. Do we have any questions? Hello?
No, no questions from me.
No question from my hand.
Okay, so Vera and Lavender, are you still in class?
No question from my end also.
Okay.
No questions.
Okay. So, all right. We are done, but we are not. Oh, there's an Amarachuku in our class. Hi, Amara.